Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and you've tuned into another live edition of the LockerGnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short. And yes, it is live. You may be wondering, Chris, how are you talking to me? And I'm speaking as though I am you right now, when you are clearly also in the chat room at live.pirillo.com. That's because I was chatting before I started streaming live. I can do that. I'm not really truly multitasking, though you can join us there in the chat room 24/7 at live.pirillo.com. That redirects to my Twitch profile, and I've been playing Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront, as though you were going to confuse it with another Battlefront. I've been playing it near constantly in the late evenings, so you're more than welcome to join me there as well. TLDR is really for you. It comes in 3 parts. The first part is free for everybody. I generally answer a tech-related question, and then I do tech Q&A with my patrons, and my patrons are available 24/7 too, really. But, I mean, you get access to me. It's just that the patrons also support me. You can become a patron and get more tech talk if you head over to chrispirillo.com. You can do that at your earliest convenience, really. The third part of TLDR is tech news views. So not only do I answer tech questions every day, I also talk about the tech news every day. But I do that through the support at chrispirillo.com. So the tech topic today, I'm glad you asked. Are ebooks a good gift any time of year? Yes and no. Would I be happy with an ebook gift? Yes. Why? Because this is just my perspective as someone who doesn't necessarily read ebooks. I would like an ebook if it was something that I wanted to read and was something that I probably wouldn't get for myself. I generally don't get a lot of ebooks, even though they are convenient. The challenge I have with ebooks right now is that I have to choose the platform. Sometimes it's easier when the platform is chosen for me. Does that make sense? I would be inclined to use some of my free points that I earn courtesy of go.tagjag.com/free apps or go.tagjag.com/free points to get iTunes gift cards and then buy them in the iBooks store. Because generally speaking, an ebook is available on one platform or another, either on Amazon's platform that you can read on the Kindle, the hardware Kindle, or in the software Kindle. The Kindle software? That sounded like something else in my head, but I hope this makes sense. An ebook is not necessarily universally, but the best part about ebooks is they have editors. Unlike people who stream live, I don't have a lot of ebooks with iBooks. iBooks is the app that Apple develops. And generally speaking, the ebooks that I have picked up, I've picked up for Amazon's Kindle because I can use Amazon's Kindle software on iOS. It's cross-platform. So not only are the ebooks cheaper sometimes, but I can read them no matter where I am. Not that I, need to access the ebooks universally. I would be inclined, however, to get more iBooks than ebooks, even though an ebook is, generally speaking, an electronic book, more for iBooks for iOS than I would be for Amazon. The thing that drives me to Amazon is not just the compatibility, but the price specifically. If Apple's iBooks were more affordable or competitive to Amazon's ebooks, or the ebooks that you can buy through Amazon, I'd definitely be inclined to get them on Apple's platform, specifically iBooks, because it's really only for OS X or iOS. I don't think they're going to make ebooks readable on the TV, the Apple TV. That would be weird, to read a book on the TV. Very strange. So I'm generally not an ebook buyer for myself. But if someone were to gift me a new ebook that I otherwise wouldn't have picked up, a graphic novel, let's say, I would be thrilled, because this would be something that I wouldn't get for myself. Because I'm like, do I really want to spend $4 on this ebook? I don't know. But then if it just showed up and said, hey, Chris, by the way, here's a Star Wars graphic novel comic series on this platform, I would probably check it out, so long as it was on Amazon or through Apple, because those are the 2 primary platforms. Although Google is playing along as well. You can access Google Play Books, or whatever they're calling them, on iOS as well as Android, so they're cross-platform as well. So I would love an ebook that I would love as a gift, if that makes sense. You don't just randomly pick an ebook and say, hey, here's an ebook. Now, I'm going to go a step further. unless something is collectible, I would be hesitant to want a physical copy over an electronic copy. But everybody's different. You've got to know that person that you're gifting. You got to know what they have, what they don't have. And right now, there's no easy way of telling. There was a special that just ran the other day, and we tweet out the specials all the time, usually using either the @LockerGnome account on Twitter or the @ChrisPirillo account on Twitter. A series of ebooks were on sale, Star Wars graphic novels, but they were a part of Legacy, not a part of canon. So I was just kind of, you know what? I could save a lot, but am I really going to get as much out of it? I'd be more inclined to give the gift of a hardcover book if I knew the person loved something than I would be an ebook. Where do ebooks then fit into the grand scheme of things? Reference material, great ebooks because you can search for something and it pulls up a page. I think that anything which is graphics heavy, I would be happier with an ebook than I would be a printed copy. And there are exceptions to the rule, too. But ebooks can make a good gift. You've got to know who you're getting them for. You've got to know what they have. So, you know, in my estimation, if I had a printed copy of something, I would also love to have a digital copy. Honestly, I'll be flat out honest, because sometimes I know I've got the printed copy, I've got it on hand, and I can go to the material at any point in time, but to know that I also have that content available digitally, it's like a new gift to me. So even if you know the person has a printed copy of something, unless they're collecting that printed copy, that printed volume, and they just wanted the printed copy, I think giving them an ebook could be a good gift. It's a compliment, right? I picked up the Star Wars short stories because they were, I think, on sale for the most part. They're part of The Force Awakens, the Journey to The Force Awakens, and they looked fantastic. They looked like really quick reads, very, very affordable, just a few bucks. And I got them again on Amazon, if only because I had Amazon credits. I have iBooks credits too, but they were cheaper. I'm like, well, why get the material on iBooks when it's cheaper to get it elsewhere and they read just the same? It's the same, effectively the same material. You know, it's about knowing who you're buying for and what they like. So yes, I do believe ebooks can be great gifts. I really genuinely do. But you got to know their platform of choice, and you've got to know what they've already got, and you've got to give them something that they want or that they didn't realize they wanted. Like if I just woke up tomorrow and had all the digital copies of all the Star Wars reference materials, and like legally, I'm not talking about like illegal scans, like pirated copies of any. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about purchased, licensed, you know, they're mine, so to speak, and I can get to them at any point in time on any given platform. I'd be thrilled. Reference materials make great ebooks. I don't necessarily, find myself buying a lot of printed volumes anymore. The difference might be in many ways what might come as an exclusive with the books. For example, there are a series of Lego books that are, and then we're talking ebooks, mind you, Lego ebooks that are available that come with special minifigures, and those are really awesome to have. So I'm going to go ahead and slide in something that I have not yet unboxed. Sorry, I don't know when I'm going to unbox it. I just got it today. This is the Sennheiser digital wireless lavalier mic set. I want to try it, specifically with these live videos. We'll see how it works. So for anybody who says that, I don't look at hardware, they're not paying attention. Well, it's not my problem, is it? I didn't pay anything for that, though. Okay, let me go ahead and run through the list of patrons to make sure they get the credit that they deserve, even if today is not the 15th. That's okay. The names are still good any time of day. Oh, look at that. I got a reminder from Liz. The second reminder. Thank you. You're now telling everybody. You want to say anything else, Liz? I don't know if anybody's able to pick it up right now, like what you're saying, because the font's too small. I'm not going to enlarge the font of the messages that are coming in from Liz right now. We're good. We are good to go. This is an electronic presentation, by the way. I think it's something that I learned my lesson early on. I don't mind giving books if I know that the person is going to read them, is going to love them, collects them. With ebooks, it's knowing that they're going to appreciate them. And I think that's the bottom line when it comes to giving a gift, that they're going to appreciate it. Maybe they have a comic collection and they're looking to complement it. So for example, I have Star Wars comics. I have a series of them. I pretty much have all the new ones that Marvel's producing that are a part of canon. And I have printed copies. I have not gone the extra length to get digital copies. I want the printed copy of the comics. I don't think they're going to be worth a terrible amount of money in terms of collectibles because they're new, and we're not talking like the classic Marvel comics way back in the day. And I do have that full series. That was a gift from somebody, and I appreciate that. But having the digital copies is nice as a backup. I would love to have the comic, keep it stored away, not really touch it, not mess with it, but be able to get to that same comic with the imagery in ebooks. And I think comics could make, or graphic novels, whatever you want to call them, can make tremendous ebooks. Tremendous. It's knowing that I have the Star Wars printed volumes, but not the digital copies. I'm still more inclined to get physical copies than digital copies, but only because I kind of get stymied in terms of platform. Which platform do I choose? And I don't just mean the platform of a piece of hardware that I have to unbox. Right now, I'm just using a shotgun mic connected to this particular camera. But I am excited about trying this, if only to see if the audio sounds better. The only issue I have with lavs is lavalier is what lav is short for. Lava. So I can say lavalier, but I can't say lavalier. You don't say lavalier, but you say lav. Why is it lavalier or lav, but not lavalier? Unless you say lavalier. I don't know. It's a mireless wike. That's what it is. A mireless wike in my hands. So I'm going to try this. The only thing I don't like about it, as I was saying before, is that usually it's on the shirt or pinched on the shirt or something like this, and then you've got this weird little thing or someone hangs it like that, and it just looks horrible. That's why I like shotgun mics. It's like right there. You can't see it. The only problem with it is when I do this, when I pound on the desk, which I am prone to do, or prone to doing. Again, I need an editor for these live videos. It'd be great. So I plan on trying this. This has nothing at all to do with ebooks, but it did arrive today. I am happy to say that. You could give the gift of a wireless lav, or lav, but just don't hang it like this. It's the number one tip for lavs. It's just, it's horrible. And then it distracts me the whole time. Like, oh God, couldn't you have at least positioned it? Or worse yet, you position it correctly, right? And it's pinched well. And then somewhere in the middle of the video, it just, it does this. It just drives me nuts. So I'm inclined to pinch the lav like somewhere like here. But the problem is that it pulls down. Drives me nuts. What they need to invent is a wireless lav ebook. They probably have one. A good reference, really. Ebooks are good for reference materials and visual materials, I think. I want to pinch and zoom and everything. So yes, is the answer to the question. I think they could make good ebooks. They could. And no, they may not make good ebooks if the person doesn't want ebooks. Give them something they want. Don't give them something that you think they want. Unless you know that they don't realize they want it. It's gift-giving 101, people. If it's an electronic book and it's easier and it's portable, some people prefer it. Other people, not so much. I tell you what, I'd be disappointed if someone got me an ebook of one of the Lego books because it doesn't come with a Lego minifigure. I'm like, have a minifigure will be likely getting, especially if it's exclusive. That is my general approach. So you got to think through it, right? There's no yes or no answer. Ebooks are very tech related because you can't read ebooks without some kind of E thing. It's an electronic, right? Let's see here. He could get a Countryman E6, which is an over-the-ear mic. Oh yeah, one of those thingies. That'd be kind of neat. I'd look like one of those motivational speakers. You can buy ebooks with the power inside to transform your reading experience. See, I know what you're talking about, too. One of those thingies, that's what I'd want. I'd do that. I would totally rock one of those. I would look professional, right? And I wouldn't have to worry about this. Oh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Not saying that this product is any better or worse, because I haven't tried it yet. Gonna move on to answering some tech questions, if you don't mind, and then I'm going to move on from there and cover tech news. If you don't mind, you can hear all of that That's right, more tech talk. Every single weekday, if you pop over to chrispirillo.com and become a patron right now. Just immediately, right now. In fact, for the patrons, I'm going to go ahead and unbox this. I don't think they're going to mind. I'm going to do that right now. Everybody else, thanks for tuning in. Thank you for your support in whatever way that you see fit to give it. I'm going to do more for the patrons at chrispirillo.com right now. Today's free podcast highlight was brought to you by all of my active patrons from chrispirillo.com. If you want access to the full TLDR episodes, both audio, video, past, present, and future, which can be up to an hour long or longer, with even more tech insight from me every weekday, plus other bonus content without ads, and supporting me at the same time, you can sign up to become one of my supernomies too. This is just a brief taste of what I'm producing for you daily. Again, get more through chrispirillo.com.